All right, guys, so this video is gonna be a little bit different than normal. This is probably gonna be the most valuable video I've ever posted on my channel ever, and I'm very excited about it. We're gonna go over a case study about how I helped my client Nick drop 20 pounds of body fat and gain over 3.5 pounds of muscle in just 12 weeks using the AF90 Transformation System. So put away all distractions, put away TikTok, put away whatever, the dog's barking, bring them inside and stuff like that. I'm very excited about this, so I hope you are too. If you do have questions, leave them in the comments below or DM me on Instagram. I'll get back to you. But other than that, I'm very excited to show you the video, and let's go. In this video, I'm gonna go over how Nick shredded 20 pounds of body fat and gained over 3 pounds of muscle in 3 months as a busy professional working over 50 hours a week without giving up his favorite foods or spending an absurd amount of time in the gym. And I'm really making this video for people who are looking to lose at least 10 to 20 pounds of body fat, if not more. For people who are looking to lose their love handles, lose the belly fat, and also pack on lean muscle mass. It's also for people who are looking for a simple, realistic, and proven blueprint to show them exactly what to do that they can actually fit into their lifestyle. It's also for people who have tried everything. If you tried keto, Weight Watchers, Optavia, influencer coaches, fasting, whatever happens to be, and still don't have the body that you want, this is definitely for you. This is also not for people who are looking for a quick fix or have unrealistic expectations. We use real science to get real results that actually work and actually stick. And this is also not really for people who aren't ready to commit at least 3 hours a week to working out and stuff like that. Before we get started, I do want to go over a little bit about me. So I'm Dr. Ben Peterson. I'm a doctor of physical therapy. I'm also an NSCA certified strength and conditioning specialist, barbell rehab method certified, and a certified nutrition coach as well. And today I'm going to go over the exact strategy that I've used to help over 400 people over the last 5 years, including Nick, become the best versions of them. Here are a couple photos of me from grad school, my initial transformation, and some clients I've been able to meet over the last few years because we do this all online. So let's break down Nick's case study. So before Nick started, he had a lot of issues with his shoulder, his lower back, which really impacted his squats and his bench press. He initially started his weight loss journey at 315 pounds and got down to 256 before hitting a pretty big plateau. He's also a busy professional, right? He's an account executive for a major construction software company. He also used to think he knew what he was doing in the gym. He was very experienced before coming into this. Already, he played college football and stuff like that, but there was definitely some things that we could really work on, and that's what we did. And that's how we got the results, right? He was also very restrictive with his food, would end up slipping up and binge eating at night, and also really struggled a lot with his anxiety. Now for my favorite part. So I love objective data. So we ended up having him do a DEXA scan at week 0 and week 12. So that way you can see really what happened over that 12-week period. So he ended up losing about 16.9 pounds. So we went from 256 down to 239. His total fat mass started at 24% or 61 pounds and went down to 41 pounds or 17%. So he ended up losing 20 pounds of body fat. His lean mass started at 187 and went up to 191. So about 4 pounds of lean mass, right? And for fat mass in his trunk specifically, he started at about 23.5% body fat or 30.1 pounds and went all the way down to 16.2% or 19 pounds. So really significant loss of body fat in his trunk area. His legs also leaned down fairly well as well. Next, we'll go into the after, right? So Nick ended up dropping that 20 pounds of body fat, gained lean mass in his arms, his shoulders, his chest, back, legs, all really key areas that he wanted to focus on to develop a balanced and athletic looking physique. He lost the weight without cutting out his favorite foods or doing tons and tons of cardio. Obviously he got abs, right? And he ended up hitting PRs in all of his major lifts like bench press and deadlift. He added 20 pounds on bench press and 128 pounds on his deadlift 1 rep max. And he also gained a ton of confidence. He lowered his anxiety, and now he knows exactly what he needs to do in the gym. So let's go over the roadmap. So essentially, DEXA scan pre and post was from here to here. And then we went and did another recomp phase from here. And now he's on his journey right here. So this is now, right? So in this video, we're going to go over all of this stuff, right? First, I do want to go over what we didn't do because this might kind of dispel some things you guys think I might tell you, right? We didn't try to confuse the muscle or do a bunch of random workouts each time. We didn't do anything that you'd see in like an Orange Theory, F45, or Barry's bootcamp class. No burpees were done in this program. We also didn't program any crazy complicated Instagram-worthy exercises. We really stuck to what actually works. We didn't do any bro bodybuilder workouts. And we definitely didn't program a ton of high-intensity cardio training into his program. We didn't have to cut out any certain food groups, right? We didn't cut out any like specific food groups or anything like that. We didn't have him eat the same foods every single day for every single meal or have him eat 6 times a day because no one has time for that. We also didn't have him do intermittent fasting, keto, carnivore, vegan, anything that sounds like a fad diet. We didn't do any of that, right? And we didn't lock him in the basement and force him to exercise and eat right every single day, right? Here's what we did do, right? So from a training perspective, what we did was we designed a periodized training program for him. So as he went through the program, it was steadily developed for him. We're not just like randomly throwing things at him. We have a strategic game plan to help him get the results that he wants as fast as possible, right? And we'll get a little bit deeper in this in just a second, right? We also plugged in a progression system for him. So this allowed him to take all the guesswork out of his program, right? Showing him when to do more reps versus more weight versus more volume. So that way he's not just like guessing and checking or trying to like figure things out or just like, you know, working out hard for the sake of working out hard. We have a tried and true system that shows him, hey, once you hit this point, do this, right? So that way he's actually progressing week after week after week. We also worked with his schedule, right? He's not just like a guy who just goes to the gym all the time and has, you know, all this extra time. We need to find a system that, you know, really works with his schedule, allowed to be flexible, so that way he can actually stick to it. We also use a multifaceted approach. So in addition to hypertrophy training, strength training, the stuff that gets you big and strong, we also did a little bit of cardio training and stuff like that, as well as some prehab for his shoulder, his back, and stuff like that. So to get into his program, his kind of day one really actually starts on Friday, right? So, or actually Saturday rather. So what we did was we started for his split. We did chest, shoulders, and triceps, back, traps, and biceps, lower body A. Then we went into a recovery day, and then we did upper body hypertrophy and lower body B, right? This was his initial split. His split does adjust every so often with each mesocycle that he's in. But this is just a general framework to kind of give you an idea of what it would look like, right? And then we have an example of like a workout he did over here. We have an example of a workout he did over here. And then for keynotes with his training, just because I don't want this to be a 10-hour long video, for training volume, we did about 10 to 20 sets per week for each major muscle group. We also had a very big emphasis on hypertrophy and strength training. We also made sure the set and rep schemes were set up to actually make progress week by week. And the exercise selection was based on his goals and also his limitations, right? Considering his shoulder, for example. For technique and intensity, Nick would routinely send us form review videos. So that way we can see exactly what his technique looked like so we can give him feedback and also program different exercises to help him keep progressing week after week after week. The other thing we did was we did add some low intensity steady state cardio after his workout sessions when necessary to really help accelerate that fat loss. Now for nutrition, which is what I'm assuming a lot of you guys are super interested in, we implemented the hybrid nutrition system. So this is what we call it because it's a blend of a meal plan, macros, and the lifestyle method. So that way he has a really all-encompassing, all-around solution that will work not only now, but all the way through the rest of his life, right? Because in order for a nutrition strategy to be really effective, it needs to be something that you can actually stick to for the long run, right? It's a new permanent change, not just a temporary fix. So we gave Nick simple, straightforward guidelines to follow each week to make it really simple to follow, right? Really easy. We also gave him enough flexibility in his diet so he can still enjoy his favorite foods while making progress week by week. He still, went to Applebee's and stuff like that and had some, went out to eat and had fun, right? We also use a program that's, our nutrition strategy is science-based, right? We have scientific studies to show and, provide evidence that it works. And we also set him up for success so that way, even if he travels or goes out to eat or goes on a date, he's completely covered, right? Through one of these three systems, right? So either the meal plan, the lifestyle method, or the macro method, right? Now for his macros, we started him at 2,400 calories, 180 grams of protein, 240 carb, and 80 fat. So you can see we used a pretty balanced approach with him. And then there's a little screenshot of his nutrition goals here. What we did with his nutrition is we really prioritized high volume, low calorie dense foods. That way he felt very full, but was still in a caloric deficit. We really focused on his weekly calorie goals over his daily totals. So that way it's very sustainable for him. We also planned out his nutrition in advance, right? So we're very proactive and not reactive, right? We also kept his diet flexible. So that way, if he did need to make a quick edit or adjust it, or if you wanted to squeeze in, a tasty treat or some ice cream or something like that, he was able to do it. We also gave him tons of different macro-friendly meal options. So that way, he has tons of different recipes in his arsenal. And the macro ratios we designed were optimized for his goals, which were building lean muscle and shredding body fat. For supplements, this is another thing that I think a lot of you guys are interested in. We actually threw out about half the stuff he was taking. So really using a low supplement approach, only using supplements that are actually going to help him and not, taking a bunch of supplements or wasting a bunch of money on things that aren't going to actually produce results. So we also paired up the academy with his program. So we taught him everything about training, everything about nutrition, and everything about lifestyle. So that way, by the time he's done working with us, he's able to replicate this on his own and get results for a lifetime, right? And here's his recap. So gained lean mass in his arms, his shoulders, his chest, legs, and finally has abs, right? Shredded 20 pounds of body fat without cutting out his favorite foods, without using a ton of supplements or following some weird, unsustainable diet like, keto or anything like that. And now he has a sustainable system that he can follow while working his busy work schedule, has a healthy relationship with food, and has the confidence and knowledge to keep making gains for a lifetime. So if this sounds interesting to you and you want some help, I actually have a little offer for you. So if you want to drop at least 10 to 20 pounds of body fat and build lean muscle and become strong in 12 weeks while learning sustainable strategies to help you maintain your progress for life, this is definitely for you. What we're going to do is we're going to plug in our expert design training, the hybrid nutrition system, the Aspire Fit Academy, and 360 accountability to make sure you're successful. And what we'll do is you're going to go and you're going to DM me the word ready on Instagram, or you're going to apply at aspire-fit.com. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, you're just going to go to the description and fill out the little link right there. I'll have the aspire-fit.com link right there. You'll hit get ready on the website and you'll fill out a really short application. We do have limited spots, so we can only work with so many people at one time. So if there's a wait list, just be patient. We will let you know when the wait list is lifted. From there, we'll schedule a strategy call. So this will be a free strategy call for me and you to go over the program and map out your game plan. And then from there, you'll start your last first day, right? And so here are some more client results we've gotten. If you want to go to our website, or if you want to go to our website as well, we have tons of testimonials, before and afters, and all that kind of stuff. And I look forward to seeing you in the future. If you have any more questions, definitely let me know in the comments wherever down below. And I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
I personally love it.
I used to just kind of take fitness into my own account.
Feeling way better about myself in the morning.
Seeing a lot more consistent weight loss.
To Aspire Fit, you guys rock.
Actually having a guided program that's helping me get to my goal of running a marathon without losing any muscle mass has actually been really great.
And so that's kind of where I leaned into Aspire Fit. The dieting piece was something I was really interested in learning more about too.
And would encourage you, if you feel like you want to try something new or jumpstart your workouts, or you're just not getting the results you want.
And always checking in on me. I really thank them for that.
This is a great way to make some gains.
And my trainers were really good about giving me the diet plan and balancing the level of calories and macros and things like that I needed to kind of reach the goals that I was aspiring to get to.
After meeting with Dr. Ben and his team, I figured out that it definitely could. I was just really nervous I was hesitant when it started because I didn't want to let anybody down. I didn't want to embarrass myself.
I've definitely spent less time than I had been, and I'm getting bigger and better results.
Definitely seeing the changes and the evolvement of my body and my muscles and things like that.
The Aspire Fit is definitely the way to go.
I'm really happy with it. I suspect you would be too. Good luck.
It's just been game changing for me.
Keep grinding. Keep going at it, guys.